Hello, Aries. I'm Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be your general monthly reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Please take the messages as they resonate for you. Keep in mind when I'm tapping into energy, it could be something going on in your energy field, which means the people in your energy field. And if you are cross-watching, the roles may be reversed. If there's other people involved in your reading, there's not always other people involved. Sometimes it's just about you, okay? All right. Also, oh, before I forget, sorry, I've had my allergies have been like, oh, they've been so, um, they've just been so, that's the word. That's the word I want to use for it. So it's making me a little slow. But anyway, don't forget that there's a part two. If anybody is resonating with this reading and feels called to go into the part two, you can find that over on Patreon or Vimeo. They will be both. They will be there. They will be both there. Anyway, let's get into it. Aries. Oh goodness, Aries. So the first thing I was getting with you, they were showing me the moon card, and I was like, oh, interesting. And at first I thought, is Aries getting into their inner Pisces? Are they embracing their inner world, so to speak? Are they coming into a little bit of a void space? I call it the void space because that's just very Piscean, right? It's kind of in the abyss of everything and nothing at the same time. It's very Pisces. And then I realized, no, some of you might be, but then I was getting this very numb feeling. Some of you guys might be battling some depressive energies, some lethargic energies. It honestly feels like emotionally numb. So some of you guys could have been going through something recently, and you're just like you're tapped out. You're emotionally drained. Some of you could be flat out trying to ignore something or not feel something, but it feels lethargic. It feels depressive. It feels foggy. It feels icy. It also feels very icy, like almost like Queen of Swords with the Seven of Cups with the moon. It's like just not present. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like I said, sometimes we go through things. I don't look at depression as a bad thing. I look at depression as a very natural thing. Sometimes we need to be in deep rest. Sometimes we need to literally be so still, because there are some really huge things that are trying to be processed, trying to be dealt with, you know? I do think that it occurs naturally. But Aries, yeah, I feel some of you guys could also be using substances to numb or to not deal with something. But yeah, it just feels lethargic. It feels slow. It feels lackadaisical. It feels a little depressive. You guys get the picture. You get the picture. Some of you guys I can feel want to act on something, but God, I like, oh, yeah, it feels like such a dragged down energy. It's almost like you think about it and then you're like, I'm not thinking about that. Yeah, it just feels like you're drained, emotionally drained, physically drained, but it's coming off more in the emotional realm, like depressive, you know, really down about something. Which is interesting because we're in a period of time where we have a lot of fire. I'm recording this. If you're catching this like much later, because these are timeless, you might come across this, I don't know, 5, 6 months from now. I'm recording this at a time where Uranus just went direct yesterday. The new moon in Aquarius was right before that. We've got Jupiter in Aries, Juno in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Lilith in Leo. We got a lot of fire energies working with themselves, each other. We got a lot of fire going on right now. And so I was kind of expecting to feel that with you. And I'm like, oh God, they're like in water. They're in deep, deep water. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the energy oracle cards. By the way, all the decks that I use are linked below for your convenience. Also check out the website. There's cool stuff on the website. Any messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? They're showing me you like in a fiery egg, but you're in an egg, which means you're incubated, right? You're protected. You're kind of like, well, like shielded, but it's interesting that it's fire because I feel like you're in water. It could be that your fire is like, it could be that you're just like literally in this bubble place to deal with this emotional cloudiness, lethargy, numbness, drag sort of energy. Any messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? I would look to see where Jupiter is transiting for you in your personal houses. If you're an Aries moon, oh, yeah, if you're an Aries moon, I mean, I feel like that would help to actually put you in a more positive place. But if you're in an emotionally down place, it could exacerbate that potentially. If you're like an Aries sun, but you got like a Libra moon or something like that, then yeah, I think it could definitely make for some tension, some depressive energies. If you're a water, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're a water moon too, it would really not do you any favors per se. Something just has to be acknowledged here, Aries. Something just has to be dealt with, and that's okay. Maybe you do need a timeout, right? Some of you guys could be coming out of this energy. Some of you guys could be coming in. You will know who you are. Any messages or insights for Aries? Yeah, it's just, God, I just keep getting numb. Numb, numb, numb. I'm going to sit here and be numb. I'm going to sit here and be numb. There could be somebody around you who's really indulging in substance abuse. I didn't even mean to say it like that. I was just going to say substances, but maybe it is substance abuse. Some of you who are empathic might also be feeling this, like, and it might manifest in a way of like, maybe you want to drink. And you're like, I don't normally want to drink, you know, something like that. Any messages or insights? I almost said Pisces. Could be all the Pisces. Aries. Come back, Aries. Any messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Yeah, I feel like you're all water right now, or just surrounded by Pisces energy. Or you could have Pisces in your chart. Any messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? It feels a little dark night of the soul-y. A little bit. Oh my. Yeah, here we go. Man holding a heart in reverse. So you could have, you know, it's being shut down. Thank you. They're like, nope, shut down. Emotional shutdown. Emotional shutdown. Emotional numbness. Again, because you're either avoiding some emotional stuff or you're deep in it. You're deep in it, and it's that emotional drain, overwhelm, depressive energy, and it's just like, you know. Again, you could have come out of something that has made you feel like, I just can't deal. All these different scenarios I'm feeling. I won't keep repeating them. You guys know what I'm saying. Oh God, take my allergies away, please. Any messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? I did feel a little bit of a flame. What was that? I felt a little bit of fire. You will never stop having that burning passion and desire. That is just Aries. That is just who you are. That will always be there. But this emotional stuff, it's like you can't, like, it's so hard for you to even act on it, but it's still there. It's still present. Some of you, this passion and desire, your fire, your drive, your fuel source, so to speak, as an Aries, something you want could even be making you feel a little depressed, like oh no, I like, not like, almost like you wish you didn't want it. Some of you there, that's the case too. Oh no, Angel of Balance in reverse. That's like my Temperance card. Like I said, it just feels like depressive energy. That's how it feels. It feels like numbness, cold, icy, foggy, depressed. Like that's how it's feeling to me. And again, there could be some overindulgence happening here too. Too numb, to escape, like escapism. It's very Pisces. You guys have turned into a Pisces. Am I taking these? No. Okay. Any other messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? I feel like you guys need a lot of sleep. We've got Deceit in reverse. When Deceit is in reverse, I mean, first of all, it's like the Seven of Swords, but when it's in reverse, something has been revealed. Something that is not so pretty. Something that's kind of dark, maybe even a little manipulative, sabotage-like, has been revealed. Yeah, I feel like even if people try to talk to you, I don't even know if you'd answer them. I don't even know if you'd look at your phone. It's like it's such a tough energy, because You know, when I'm in the field and I'm feeling energies, you know, I'm picking up on your thoughts, I'm picking up on your feelings, I'm picking up on interactions. And when there's a numbness, that's just all I feel is numb. And you know, when as human beings, when we're in that state or we're in a depressive state, this is obviously not going to be for all of you guys, like this whole reading in general, but um, as human beings, when we get into that depressive state, that's what depression's like. Hold on, sorry, I thought that was on Do Not Disturb. That's what depression's like. It's like things are offline, thoughts are offline sometimes, emotions are offline, like you're just like, it's nothing, like you just feel nothing. And not everyone experiences depression that way, but I think most people do. Not a psychologist, by the way, just giving my 2 cents on the topic. uh, but yeah, this I feel like you're avoiding this. Something has come to light, whether it's about your own behavior, Aries, or something that has been done to you, but it's like it's the shadow of what it is to be human. It's your shadow or it's someone else's shadow, and it's just putting you in this place of like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to feel that. I just want to sit. I just want to sit. I just want to sleep. I just don't want to deal. I don't want to deal. And again, there could be some escapism going on here. And I really feel that very strongly. And escapism can be in a number of different ways. Like it could be through addiction and vices, like substances or video games or shopping or sex or food or whatever. It could be all those things. But it could also just be sheer disconnection, right? But that Deceit card, there's a lot there's a lot to tell there. Any other messages or insights? Yeah, this feels very much like Dark Night of the Soul. For Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Yeah, the heart is heavy. The heart is very heavy. They also just said so is the soul. 441, I felt the need to call that number out. I'm a messed up clock. I feel like the messed up clock is becoming famous. My messed up clock says 44. Oh, now it just went to 442. I felt the need to call that out. The heart is heavy. The soul is heavy. Interesting. We got the... Oh, it doesn't run away on me. We've got the crown chakra, Archangel Uriel. And it's 41. Interesting, the 4s and the 1s. Breaking down to a 5, which is change, transformation, freedom. Something has triggered this. Something has brought about the truth and clarity of this. Again, whether it's your own behavior or patterns and behaviors that you experience with like in your external reality in different circumstances or other people. But it's like it's the dark stuff. It's the dark, painful stuff. It's the stuff where it's just like there. It brings shame. It brings guilt. It brings heartbreak. That sort of stuff. And it's just like it's putting you in this place of being numb and maybe potentially disassociated. But with the crown chakra card, some of you it's almost like you've been activated into kind of like a dark night of the soul. Is kind of how it's feeling to me. Excuse me. You can't escape the reality of what this is. You can't escape the reality of what that is. You know you can't. The crown chakra card in this deck also to me just speaks of soul, speaks of spirit. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. Ugh. Any other messages or insights for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? Some of you, whatever this is, it's also revealing what has been distorted about your belief systems. Now, I believe everybody has their own truth, and I think everybody should be allowed to have their own truth. And that truth may change for people over time in whatever way it should. But whatever this reveal is, whatever this clarity is, whatever the pulling of the curtain is, it's showing you a deeper truth that you haven't been seeing. And it's almost like the more that curtain gets pulled back, the more you disassociate or try to numb or detach or disconnect or fall into like a depressive energy. Overall, we have cornucopia, anxiety in reverse. Yes, rest and rejuvenation. I was really feeling that. Interesting. And then we have walking away with the sacral chakra card in reverse. Excuse me. I really like that you have the anxiety card in reverse with the rest card. This is basically like the Four of Swords. This is like Four of Swords, and this is like Eight of Cups energy. The more you take time to deal, especially with anxiety being in reverse there, the more you take time to deal with this, with these feelings, the more balanced you're going to be. And you can actually let it go, right? And you can kind of get back to your normal energy and the normal way of things. And with cornucopia, I'm getting a bit of a Ten of Pentacles feeling. That could be work for you. It's just Ten of Pentacles is like your legacy. That's how I look at it. And with cornucopia, that's just what I'm feeling with you. Some of you guys might have actually had to take some time away from work, away from your life to do this. I just keep feeling that so strongly. Like there's such a huge call here to disconnect and recover, to disconnect and just sleep, just be, just feel, even if you got to be a little depressed or disassociated at first, whatever, but you need this. You need this space. You need this space and you need this time to deal with this. Okay. I want to look at that deceit card. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify the deceit card, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the part 2. Okay. Oh, excuse me. What are we doing first? We'll do Rider Waite. I'm about deceit in reverse for Aries. I'm about deceit in reverse for Aries. I'm about deceit in reverse for Aries. If you're dealing with a Pisces, I think this is their energy. Just saying, if you're dealing with a Pisces. Talking about deceit in reverse. Death card in reverse. Okay. So there's been some resistance here. Actually, I'm hearing chaos. What's the chaos? What's the chaos? What's the chaos? The chaos has been ignored. The chaos was being ignored. The chaos was being ignored. The chaos was being ignored. For what cost? For what purpose? It's almost like you had red flags along the way. There have been like little signs along the way that a situation that you were dealing with or a way of living. So they're saying Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, thank you. So a way you were living, a way you were existing, a way you were working, and potentially even within like a family, situation, because Ten of Pentacles represents like household, family, marriage, that sort of deal. But it was about the way you were living and existing. There was chaos to it. Something about it wasn't sustainable because something about it wasn't true to you or true to who you are, or you weren't balancing it. And you were resisting acknowledging that. You were resisting the fact that there needed to be a change, potentially even an ending to a certain aspect of your life. Talking about deceit in reverse. But yeah, I just keep getting chaos, like chaos, stress, difficulty with time management, difficulty balancing self-care. Talking about deceit in reverse, that sort of deal. When something's not in alignment, right? And you're trying to hold on to it. We got Page of Cups in reverse. I didn't mean to make that sound. Page of Cups in reverse, it's not being honest with yourself. It's not being honest with yourself, potentially not being honest with others. It's emotional deception. Ace of Cups in reverse, ego. That's my ego card, and Ace of Cups is in reverse, or emotional detachment, not prioritizing your heart, your soul, your emotional needs, love even. But yeah, you were not allowing yourself to be honest about the changes that needed to happen here, or what wasn't working. And also I feel this like not speaking up on behalf of what you actually needed. You didn't want the change. Why did you not want the change? Eight of Wands. Excuse me. Eight of Wands is unstoppable movement. You couldn't stop this. You kept trying to, but you couldn't. This change had to happen, has to happen. And it starts by being honest. with yourself, with what it is you actually need, with what doesn't work, with how things need to move forward. And the more you ignore emotions, the more you like shove them down or like put them on snooze, the more likely you're going to fall into a depression, or the more likely you're going to develop anxiety, or the more likely you're just going to develop dis-ease. Okay. Oh, man. Nine of Cups in reverse. I just keep getting this feeling. It's like the way you were existing, you just you weren't ready for it to change. That's just what I keep getting. You weren't ready for it to change, but you also weren't happy. You also weren't happy. Why the fear of the change? Tell me about Deceit in reverse. Maybe you're just attached to what had always been, what was familiar, but you weren't happy though. I think you were even denying the fact that you weren't happy. Tell me about Deceit in reverse. Like afraid to admit it just wasn't making you happy anymore. It wasn't what you actually wanted. Tell me about Deceit in reverse for Aries. Wow. That's what you wanted. Chariot. You wanted to move on. That's what deep down, that's exactly what you wanted deep down. Walking away. That's what you wanted. You did want this change, but you were afraid of actually acting on the change. What it means to make those changes. Whatever the change is for you. Because it's about the way you were existing that was unsustainable or was bringing chaos or stress to your life. Because it was not in alignment with you. At least not anymore. But you were afraid to like really implement these changes, maybe because you're afraid of the consequences, what it meant for the way your life was going to be, maybe on behalf of others. It's a lot of emotions here, even though for some of you it's like, I feel like it's related to work even. It's about the way you were living. That's what it comes down to. It's about the way you were living. Tell me more about Deceit in reverse. Tell me more about Deceit in reverse. Oh, I'm taking that. That's the truth. That's the truth. Deep down, what was going to make you happy was to get out of an unhappy way of being. That's the truth. Tell me about Deceit in reverse. And I think taking this break, removing yourself for a while, being in a bubble, to deal with this numbness, this disassociation, the reality of your truth, the reality of your feelings, the reality of how unhappy you've been, is just to get you to really embrace the truth of what would make you happy. Tell me about Deceit in reverse. Overall, 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. There's a 3 of Pentacles at play here. So here are the Pentacles. Like I said, I was feeling the Pentacle energy with you. They even told me 10 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yikes. 7 of Swords. There's the Deceit card, basically, with the World. Yeah, whatever this way of being has been, it's been done. That's how it's coming through to me. It's been done. It's been done. It's been done. It's been done. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That's a very unbalanced energy. It's a distracted energy. It's an overworked energy too. It's somebody who's not very grounded and not very focused, probably because 2 of Pentacles in reverse, they're out of balance and not really sure what to do about the increasing chaos, the increasing struggle, the increasing imbalance, and just like, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? Well, you have been ignoring the fact that you haven't been happy. Because whatever this is that you've been involved in, it's not in your alignment anymore, and it hasn't been. And the more you ignore those emotions, the more numb you were getting. And eventually this like depressive energy hits. Underneath that with the World and the 7 of Swords, you wanted to get out of the struggle. You wanted to get out of the chaos. You didn't want to experience that anymore. But you weren't letting yourself see what actually had to happen. What actually had to happen was a big fat change. A change your soul wants, has wanted, been wanting, but you just had to take some space to really understand what that truth is and be brave enough to do it. Be brave enough to follow through with it. Interesting. Okay, Aries, I'm going to go ahead and get into part 2. In part 2, we're going to break down more of this energy, this closed off, sort of depressed, sort of numb energy. excuse me, we're going to break down more of this situation that you've been struggling with. And I feel Spirit wants to talk here with the crown chakra. Their Spirit's always talking, but almost like there's more like conversations going on between you and Spirit, or downloads, something like that. There's some like, excuse me, there's something about the non-physical plane that wants to be spoken on. Say it that way. All right, Aries, for those of you joining me in part 2, I will see you guys very soon. And if we are parting ways here, I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading, and don't forget to check out the website, Patreon, Vimeo, and take care. Have a great night.